Hey guys, it's Robot Boy, or as the comment section said the other day, Robot Boy. We're just gonna go with that for today. So today is my week 1 battle versus PK and the Blazing Infernape. His team consists of Landerstherian, Volcanion, Swellow, Chestnut, Aromatisse, Klinklang, Mega Steelix, Raikou, Hoopa-U, Noivern, and Chansey. As you can see, we're popping into this battle, and he brought the Landotherian, which was obvious in my case. I saw a case for Raikou coming. Hoopa I wasn't really sure about, and I didn't really think about the rest of his team. Real quick, I'm going to be uploading on Friday, and it is Friday as we're doing the battle because I will be busy this weekend, and I was sick this past prior week, so my prep might be a little bit out of whack. Who knows how this battle is going to go, but I am excited to start PSBA Season 3 with my first battle of the season. As you can see, I have brought Zygarde, which is halfway there. We have Cockblock, the Toxic Rogue, and let me know if you get that reference. We have Permafrost, the Mamoswine. We have Leonardo, the Greninja. We have Starscream, the Talonflame, and we have Metagross, we have Ironhide, the Metagross. My bad. Okay. So looking at his team, so my Metagross is weakness policy. And if he goes right off the bat with either like Noivern or Hoopa or Lando, I can find out some good information. So if I lead with Metagross and he has his Landerstherian, if he's Scarfed, he will OHKO with Earthquake, which isn't necessarily the greatest. Anything else on his team would hurt a little bit. I feel like he's going to lead Noivern. And leading Noivern would want me to go with Mamoswine. Overall, I think Mamoswine's just a really good lead here because I made it so I'm faster than most things. If he leads Hoopa Unbound, and we say he might be banded, who really knows? Drain Punch might kill me. Earthquake does a lot. Ice Shard does damage. I feel like Mamoswine's just a really safe lead here, so I'm going to lead with Mamoswine as he goes Lando. Now, there is an Intimidate, but my Never Melt Ice is going to come in here where even though I'm intimidated, I'm still doing big damage. So I think I'm just going to Ice Shard and go for the damage just to make sure that I get damage on something, and whatever it is, it'll come in and hurt. If Lando decides to go for a Z, then I'm pretty sure that Mamoswine will die here. Because this is a Z user. Yeah, Mamoswine would die here if he does that. But I'm not really scared of it, understanding that I feel like he's going to switch. Now, I don't know what he's going to switch into, because obviously I'm not going to Earthquake here, so he'd want to go into something that can take an Ice-type hit. I just don't know what will take this hit and how well it'll take it. So I just believe that Mamoswine is just ultimately the best thing to lead with here. Mamoswine looks like it's going to do a lot of work, having 3 Pokemon on his team weak to Ice, 1 weak to Ground, and then 2 that aren't necessarily the most defensive of Pokemon on his team in terms of the physical defense side. So, in case you didn't see, this Mamoswine is running Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Icicle Crash, and Ice Shard. I had Earthquake and enough speed investment to outspeed Volcanion, but Volcanion didn't come, so I'm not really scared. So now I just know that I definitely outspeed things like Chestnut, and if he's not running any speed investments in Hoopa, I should outspeed it. He has Yachi, and I do a lot of damage there. He goes for Earthquake, which is fine, so I'm just going to Ice Shard again, knowing that I can kill him with the next one, which means he's going to end up switching out. And if he U-turns, then I know he's choiced into Earthquake. If he's not, then if he does if he U-turns, he's not choiced, which is fantastic. Because then I don't have to worry about him outspeeding or things like that, but it probably means his Z. Here comes Chestnut. Chestnut takes 21 from a Mammosaurine. Oof. Okay. So if we go over to Chestnut now, takes 65.6 from an Icicle Crash. Now that means he would either flinch or do something else. I feel like Starscream's just the ultimate thing to do here. I'm not really worried. I don't have any preps that haven't been used yet, so I'm just gonna go in and look at some things. Because I don't know if Chestnut gets a rock type move that would be able to hit me. Because I'm thinking about going Talonflame here. If he has Rock Tomb strictly for a Talonflame, then kudos to him. I don't know how much he would do, or what he would do in general, because I don't think he would carry Earth. He would go Earthquake here, and if he goes Earthquake, I do a lot of damage, and he doesn't do a lot of damage to me, which is okay. Definitely not Leonardo. I could go Ironhide here. Ironhide here looks pretty solid, and I think he would end up switching out, so it would allow me to hit something else. So I'm going to go into Ironhide, the Metagross. So he goes for a Wood Hammer, which is perfectly okay with me. He takes recoil damage. I'm going to Agility up, because I think he's going to switch out because I'm a Psychic type, and I can do massive damage to him. So I'm going to Agility and see what he decides to do. If he goes Hoop, I should be able to hit this thing relatively hard, even though I don't have my boosts from Weakness Policy yet. Just that Metagross coming in right now can be super clutch. He goes for Spikes. So he's gonna find out that I don't have a Psychic type move. So I'm just gonna go for Ice Punch, which does 33. He has a Rocky Helmet, which is fine. That happens. Okay. So I could kill it here. I don't have any way of removal, which is something that I probably shouldn't have done. But it's fine on my part. Now I could go for the kill, or I could go for some health. I think I'd rather just go for the kill, considering that I don't want any more spikes going up. So I'm just gonna go for a Poison Jab here. February 2nd, the Chestnut, so I guess he's going with Groundhog's Day here, I'm not sure. Poison Jab ultimately just gets me the kill on the Chestnut. He goes Lando, I go for a Poison Jab, which is resisted, I take some Life Orb damage. At this point, outside of Aromatisse, it doesn't really do much. Again, I apologize if it sounds bad. Like I said, I'm getting over a cold. So Sucker Punch kills. I don't know if I outsped. He went for Earthquake. I kind of just want to... If he U-turns, he does like nothing. I'm going to go for a Sucker Punch and see what happens. I'm not going to go for a Sucker Punch. No, he was Yachi, so he's not Scarfed. He's not Z move, which is a big relief. He probably has a rock type move. I feel like I just go into halfway there, my Zygarde, which might be a little premature here. Gonna Aura Break. He goes for Stealth Rocks, which is fine with me, because now I just get a Dragon Dance up. Zygarde, and the biggest threat at this point is an Aromatisse. And if I get +1, I do big damage to Aromatisse. So I'm going to Dragon Dance. Explosion. Okay, that kind of makes me happy knowing that Lando's kind of gone already. Now, I have Yachi Berry on this, thinking that he would have Hidden Power Ice on something, and now having it that Yachi's not going to really come into play here because I have so little health. PK kind of did good there making my Zygarde's item useless, which blows. But kind of curious to see what he's going to do here, because I'm going to either do a lot to Aromatisse, and if this Aromatisse had, I doubt it, but if it has no HP, it's not going to die. But something here is taking a lot of damage. If he was smart, I feel like his play would be Chestnut, and we're going to see what he did. He went into the Chestnut. Oh, wait, I did go into Spikes. Okay, so I would have to Outrage if I want to get a kill, and then he would go into Aromatisse, and it would be whatever. I'm fine with getting rid of Chestnut for Aromatisse, for Zygarde, because it's already so low, so I'm just going to Outrage and see what happens. The thing is, if he doesn't go Aromatisse after, then I'm not sure what he's doing, but in opinion, I feel like just getting rid of this Chestnut is huge right away. He went, ooh, he made a nice play. Okay. Ultimately, I still think that it's fine if I go for 1,000 arrows here. Because I'm not locked into Outrage because I'm not affected. I'm just going to go for 1,000 arrows. I'm going to get some damage off. That was a good play by PK. I wasn't really thinking that he would make double, knowing that I wouldn't get locked into Outrage on a switch. So I'm just gonna get big damage off, which is nice. He goes for a Trick Room. I'm gonna go for E-Speed, because E-Speed should be able to kill Aromatisse, which it does, which is fantastic. So my Zygarde put in work right now. Here comes a Chestnut. I'm not sure what he's going to do. I know that whatever it is, I'm not gonna be able to kill it unless I go for an Outrage. So assuming, okay, he does that, so I go for Outrage, which does 47. I lose damage because of Helmet. He's going to Synthesis again. Zygarde's going to do damage. I'm going to die. And then, so now we know that he's Roar, Spikes, Woodhammer, Synthesis. Knowing that my Life Orb Toxicroak, or at least I think it was Toxicroak that did damage on him. Maybe not. Alright, I'm just imagining things. 33% from Ironhide onto Chestnut, which was either a max roll or showing that he's not max defense, and Chestnut took damage from Outrage doing 47, so let's go look. At a +1, 47's a high roll, and he got one on the other one, 48, so he's not fully invested, or he's not impish. Yeah, he's not impish, which means that I could go into Talonflame, and Talonflame doesn't definitely kill. Toxicroak is faster, which is an issue. Ironhide might be slower. Worst comes to worst, I'm going to go for an Agility, thinking that he can't do anything to hurt me. If he goes for Roar, then whatever, but I feel like he would think that I'm going to go for an attacking move. So I'm going to go for Agility. Trick Room would end next turn, and I'd be faster than whatever's on the field afterwards. So I'm not exactly sure what PK's plan is here, because I know he can't do anything to hurt me. If he goes for Roar, whatever, I'll work from it at that point. He goes for Synthesis, which is fine by me. I just go for an Agility. I'm going to go for an Ice Punch now just to get the damage off. It does 30. Yeah, Roar. Toxicroak comes out, which is fine by me. I'm just going to go for a Poison Jab because I need to do some damage to something. See, now the fact that my team's really crippled is bad. I think that something like Raikou can just come in and clean up, which isn't looking good for me. I need to get Poison Jab off. Whatever he goes into is not really going to like a Poison Jab, and if he goes into Hoopa, I'm just going to Sucker Punch him. Or just hope that I'm actually faster. I'm not really sure yet. That will come down when the calcs happen, and if we get to that. But for right now, I'm just going to Poison Jab and see what happens. So there's a Noivern. I get the poison on the Noivern, which is fine. He's either going to Roost or Sucker Punch. Well, no, he's either going to Roost or Attack, and I'm not sure. I don't know if he's Support or not, and I really just want to go for a Sucker Punch to get the kill. So I'm going to Sucker Punch. I don't know what he's going to do, and I don't have a good switch. So I'm just going to Sucker Punch, thinking that he's going to attack, which he does, and I get rid of the Noivern. So Toxicroak does what I want it to. And now in comes something else. I assume that it's going to be the Raikou. If Raikou comes in, then if I'm just going to Drain Punch, thinking that he's going to Calm Mind. If Raikou doesn't come in, then I'm going to think, I don't want the Hoopa to come in, because Hoopa's such, like, if Hoopa sets up, then I'm kind of screwed, and there is the Hoopa, and I don't know what it's going to do. I think that, thinking that it might set up, I'm just going to Knock Off, because Hoopa setting up can be a really big issue. If Toxicroak goes down, it goes down, it's whatever. I have ways to deal with other things. He goes for Hyperspace Fury, which is whatever. He loses a defense. Which now allows Leonardo to come out with the Greninja, and I'm just going to U-turn to see what happens. It doesn't really matter. I can see Chestnut coming here. And Chestnut coming in, yeah, just means I get a free U-turn into Starscream, and you can't do anything. And I'm going to burn you. Or burn whatever you decide to bring in instead. Alright, so I burn him. Here's Ironhide, which is fine. I don't know what he's going to do. I feel like Synthesis is the smart play for him. I'm just going to Ice Punch, thinking he's going for a Synthesis. Worst comes to worst, I just get damage, but not great damage on something else. So I get an Ice Punch off. 32. I die to Helmet. He Synthesis. No, he roared. Wow. Okay. Now I have to think about what I want to do. I know I don't die to rocks. And I'm faster than him, so I'm going to go into Talonflame, and I'm just going to Roost up and see what he decides to do. He goes for Woodhammer. I resist, which is fantastic. I'm going to Roost up again to get more health back. Yeah, and he's going to Roar. Yup. Here's Greninja, which is great. Because that means he has to do Raikou. Unless Raikou is also Scarf, but I should be able to outspeed it. I'm not sure how this is going to end, so I want to take some looks at something. Scald is my best bet to Raikou, but I'm just going to U-turn in general. He either goes for an electric type move or not, and I'm just gonna go into Permafrost to see what happens. He goes for Calm Mind. I'm just going to Ice Shard because Ice Shard on Raikou does damage. It does 30. It's not a lot. Oof. Alright, back into Starscream now, where I go for Flare Blitz to get more damage off. So that's fantastic. And now in comes the Hoopa. And Starscream should be able to get the kill on the Hoopa unless Hoopa is scarfed, which it isn't. Oof. No! I threw! Oh my gosh. Unless he went for a Psychic type move. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so upset. Well, this is why I'm still a noob to the Pokemon community. Because Talonflame just comes in and I die to rocks. All because I U-turned. And, yeah. So, good game to PK. I should have won that game, but that was me not thinking my steps out fully. So good job. And I will come back next week for my week 2 battle. So I will see you guys later.